What's going on, y'all? Another week, another geek. We're back at it with another episode of the Why I'm Geek show with your homies AJ and ChrisyLite. It's episode 175. That's a good number right there. Today we're gonna be talking some Daredevil, but not just Daredevil. Daredevil Born Again, to be specific. But before we get into that, Chris, how you feeling today, Brody?
Doing pretty good, man. Doing pretty good. I had to make a stretch run for this one because it ended up being like an episode a day, and it was like podcast time. I gotta rock 2 episodes. So I'm feeling pretty good. How you doing, G?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. They was dropping them joints though. There's a lot of episodes out already, and I feel like the show just released, so I don't blame you, bro. But yeah. Other than that, the trees are stinking, so that means the springtime is here, bro. So almost time for. I mean, it's April now, so
yeah,
movies finna start getting good. Got Sinners in a couple weeks. We got a whole bunch of stuff in the works, bro. About to ramp up. But today we're here to talk about none other than Daredevil Born Again, one of my most anticipated series of the year, because I think, we're just talking miniseries or series. The Netflix Marvel universe was better than pretty much anything Marvel has put out on streaming and on Disney Plus.
Ooh.
Like that universe was fire, bro. And it's not even like a universe, really. It's just like the Defenders series. Like they really went like 3 for 4. They went 3 for 4.
Go ahead.
It was strong though. It was strong because even then you still had shows like Agents of Shield, sound like I said Agents of Shield. Agents of Shield, which is technically they say is not canon, but we'll see if they ever bring Daisy back, or Sky, whichever one you want to call her. Basically Quake. But yeah, that's where like I was getting my Marvel fix for a long time, outside of like what we got to see in theaters. But they are finally bringing back Daredevil, the golden child of Marvel series, Marvel dramas, and I'm super excited for to see what else they got. We're already at episode 7 as of today. We didn't get to watch episode 7 because it literally just dropped when we do the podcast, but we watched the first 6, and first impressions, Chris, go.
I'm gonna preface it by saying I did not watch the first 3 seasons of Daredevil, but I do know that was a big like heavyweight for a lot of people, saying like, yo, this is really good, and everyone was really happy for Born Again because it's kind of like you're porting over one of your best shows, you're keeping the main cast, all that.
Trying to at least.
But 6 episodes in,
yeah,
it's good. I'm gonna say it's good.
Yeah.
I don't really get the sense of great yet, but I kind of feel like definitely right now we're building towards it being like better. Especially with I think it's episode 6 where they have both Fisk and Daredevil, and we're really starting to deep dive into like their character arcs and like their characters, specifically where they are now. I kind of feel like now we're like unwrapping everything compared to like the first episodes, which it just kind of felt a little tough. Yeah, a little tough jumping back into it, a little tough setting up Kingpin again. But I'm gonna say it's good. How you feeling about the first 6 episodes?
Perfection. It's like, nah. I think that it's if you've seen the first 3 seasons of Daredevil, and you've seen the show, and you've seen all his different cameos, because they put Daredevil in everything. Everybody, people love Charlie Cox, bro. I think that's what it really is. His version of Daredevil, and I think to jump off clearly with like Foggy getting murked
Mm.
was like, oh, this is serious. Like I didn't think this is where we was finna go, but that's something that does happen in the comics. Like Daredevil was one of my favorite comic series as well. So like there's so many things that Daredevil does in the comics that like I don't think they were ever really touched here. Mainly probably from they're probably touching more from a like a metaphorical sense because it's like if you know Daredevil, like his story and his backstory has a lot to do with like growing up in Catholic church as basically an orphan. After his initial origin story, like of how he lost his eyes with his pops and pops being a boxer, and like I'm not finna do the whole spiel. Go watch the show if you're not hip. But I think as far as like how to start a series, they are already starting you off like, dang, like they're not playing around. They're gonna take out one of the main youngins off E. I was like, okay, I'm locked. But you know, as we starting to progress, there's like a fine line between like what like the excitement and like where I want them to go with it, because I think the Matt Murdock scenes are pretty good, like but when he becomes Daredevil, the show hits a different level and it takes a different level of emotion. But like they still know how to, I don't want to call it aura farming because it's not really aura farming in this series, but it's like when you get to see his different abilities and like how good of hearing that he has and the different ways that they display that, and like being able to track somebody's movement or being able to see something just by like kicking something around, or like just different things that would be like different to a different, like it would be different from if you was watching any other hero. And well, Chris gone. Oh, he's back. As soon as I
I'm
say
back.
something, he's
I'm
back.
back.
He had to lean in. But I think like first impressions wise, I think they have the tone of the series pretty much down packed. The duality of like Kingpin and Daredevil being like opposing, forces, but having similar like not problems, but like they have a whole bunch of rage in them that they're trying to essentially keep bottled up until it like spills over, and we get to see that happen in different ways in the last few episodes. But I'm just excited now. That's like I feel like the gloves are off now, like on both sides. Even though Kingpin has never really kept his word and we never thought he was going to keep his word, you're going to get to see what Mayor Kingpin versus Daredevil is going to really look like in the grand scheme of things, because they both know what's really going on. As much as they try to change their ways or change their nature, I finally mean hit the mic. Like old habits die hard, and it's like if you don't deal with the different things that you got going on, it's like might give somebody an axe and tell them let's go. Like, so I think the show is doing what it's supposed to do. And they're doing it in a way that I was like not really expecting since. But
yeah, I mean, I just feel like that because the whole show is Kingpin and Daredevil, like they start us off with Kingpin pretty much running for mayor, kind of left off from Echo.
Yeah.
And Daredevil trying not to be Daredevil, and both of them just coming up to a head that kind of what we expected. Like Kingpin's gonna be Kingpin and Daredevil's gonna be Daredevil. Like as much as they want to do the like the grass is greener on the other side act, these episodes slowly show a build up to they are who they are,
Mm-hmm.
and as much as they want to run from it, they can't.
Yeah. How do you feel about the BB report?
I mean, it's all right for me.
Okay.
I think that's where I'm struggling with the series overall. Like
Mm-hmm.
some of
Because you
the
might not know
beats,
the lore. You might not know the lore, so it might not make
yeah,
sense.
yeah,
But go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah. I definitely don't. But like, it's just kind of like when I'm watching it, I'm like, sometimes I feel like the show doesn't necessarily know fully on what it wants to do, and then sometimes it's kind of like it tries to bring it back.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Is it because of the
for example,
style of the interviews, or is it because that it's in there in the first place and
no,
it's
like
not like an active
to me,
thing?
it's like a cool nugget, but it's like, yeah, maybe it feels more active.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it just feels like a random like skit, it's
Yeah.
like a intermission type thing. Like I think it's cool, but I don't really think it's like super. I don't know, different. I don't know how to say it.
Right.
Um, but I, I guess it's kind of like what you're saying, like the style. I just feel like it's someone said, "Hey, let's try this."
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know what? That's cool. Let's
It's
throw it
very
in there, and then all right.
artsy in a
Yeah, it's like
sense.
a
Yeah.
really random artsy element on it. I don't really hate it.
Yeah.
I, but then like when you get like the courtroom type stuff, then you get the action type stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
They're
it
dipping their
just
hands in a lot of buckets right now.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say it's like too much.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say it's like overbearing. It's just like, okay, that's cool. It's trying to have its own flavor. Does it fully fit? I'm not quite sure, but I don't like hate it. But
Yeah.
do you like the little artsy style they go with?
Of course. Of
The
course.
flair.
I like stuff like that, but also I think it adds a different element to the series because like they showed like I don't know if the word I'm about to say something. I don't know if the word is iconography, but like just the idea of the tipping scales that they show in like the intro scene of the not scene but the intro of the series, like how it's like a judge's scale and Matt's a lawyer, so it's like that's
Yeah.
a big thing in the law or whatever. And Kingpin and Daredevil are on opposing sides and they're trying to find the balance in between. And I think that's what the BB report is kind of being essentially being like not
That
necessarily a fly on the
consensus.
wall, but like how the culture feeling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like how the people are feeling about not only Fist, but the idea of vigilantes and like um the state of the city as far as like that battle goes, because that's a thing that continuously gets brought up, whether it's by Fisk or it's something that Matt's dealing with his case with White Tiger and how that all panned out.
Yeah.
But the lore behind the BB report and BB unit is that essentially I ain't gonna tell you what happens, but like her grandfather essentially was in the first series, and his name was his name was Unique, but his last name was I say Unique. His name was Urich, but she's named after him. I forgot his name though. Starts with a B, but he was a major character. He was Karen's boss, and like he was. I forgot how it actually go.
Okay.
Now that I'm thinking about it, but I know like basically Kingpin was like the person that kind of like took him out essentially, but like
Gotcha.
unofficially. You know what I'm saying? And she followed in his footsteps as far as like being a reporter and doing it
Yeah.
in this way, but she doesn't necessarily know that Kingpin was the one that did it,
Yeah.
essentially, that ordered the hit type beat. But it was like a major moment in the first one, and then once she had the whole scene when she met Kingpin,
Yeah.
and
And he
he
kind of
has
sunk
his
his teeth
whole
into her.
yeah, he had his whole like, I knew your grandfather and like, was a
Yeah.
good man, da 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 da, or whatever. Um, that's when it clicked for me. I was like, oh, I do remember him saying something about that, like way back, and that's essentially the lore.
Mhm.
For those that are not hip, so like I'm sure it will play a bigger factor later on, but like as much as I was expecting the main cast of the first series to play a part in it, they kind of etched them out
Yep.
immediately, you
Immediately.
know. So it's like,
The pilot and they out of here.
yeah, like so I mean, it's not like I expected things to be the same, but like I do expect them to like have like some type of moment later on, especially like Karen and BB, because like that was her mentor type beat, and they're
Yeah,
all
yeah.
showing how to grieve in different ways and stuff like that. But I was just curious to see how you thought about that, because I knew, I was like, okay, if he didn't see the first series, he's probably like, yo, what is this? Why they keep showing this
Mm.
like report and not showing who's making it and like stuff like that? So it's like, I just thought I'd bring it up. I thought I had a better memory about it than I did, but you know,
Yeah, but do
it
you
makes
really like
sense.
it? Like, do you think it's cool? It's
Yeah, like I
here.
like, yeah, I like that they added it in. Me, I always love having more context. So like to have the different sides being represented through the people is always like a just a good indicator of like, okay, how are people actually feeling, especially when like you have some of the scenes where it's like court of public opinion is
Sure.
what really
Like the trial's still
matters.
going on and White
Exactly.
Tiger stuff. That was
Mhm,
pretty nice.
in the aftermath of like, oh, he got out, but then pop, you know what I'm saying? And then now we got
Subtle.
this new guy, like but yeah. I don't know. I like the show a lot. And
Okay.
I feel like I'm in the honeymoon stages of watching it. Um, they put everybody in it basically that was in the first one.
Hmm.
Um, and it's like I know everything about Daredevil, but I feel like I need to go back and rewatch the first series again.
For
Key.
real.
Just
Dang.
because it's good anyway, but it's like,
Yeah.
because even with like characters like Bullseye, like
Mm.
you wouldn't know that's Bullseye unless you knew who Bullseye was already in that type of relationship. But it's like Bullseye gets created in the first show.
Mm.
So it's like to jump it off like that and Foggy being the target, it's like, dang, you know? And just waiting for to see if his heart gonna stop beating or not. Like I'm like, bro, this is crazy. Like,
Yeah.
so it's a crazy show, man. It's a
Yeah.
crazy
I
show.
just think like the first episode I thought was fine,
Mm-hmm.
but like I definitely thought it did slow down after the next two. But it was just a lot of establishing like the world of Kingpin winning,
Yeah, and
becoming
what it looks like.
mayor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then then we had to do a little bit of the lawyer stuff.
I think the
Uh,
slowest part for me was the bank.
I like that episode a lot just because it like broke up the main storyline. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like it
It's
it
change
was
of
a nice
pace.
little change of pace
Yeah.
from the main storyline, but that's partly my critique because I was like, it's a little slow at this area, and
Mm-hmm.
I get we're building up to. I mean, technically, the very next episode, he starts screaming while he's beating up the villain guy,
Yeah.
who was some weak sauce. I ain't gonna lie. I was watching that like, yo, I need you to do
Bro, nah, he was
something.
boxing though. He was boxing for a little
Nah,
bit, bro. You can't
nah.
fake. He
I was
was
like,
boxing.
the way they was building this dude up, I was like, yo, he
He
about to
had
go
youngins on hooks,
crazy
bro. I was like, yo, what is this game? What is this show? What's that game? Um,
on hooks.
yeah, well, like the monster. They
Uh,
got all the different monsters and they put you on hooks. Dead by Daylight. Is that it?
Dead by Daylight. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
That's
When
what it
they be holding
reminded me
you
of. I
up.
was like, yo, this is crazy.
But it was just like I just thought it was slow.
Mhm.
random St. Patrick's Day episode. I kind of got it. It was
Yeah.
during a theme, and it broke up the main series. But
Mhm.
I thought it was cool. I thought the hints to Kamala and
Yeah.
uh
Miss Marvel.
what Miss Marvel was really cool. And
Kamala
when I was
Khan.
watching, I was like, "Yo, this guy looked familiar." I was
Yeah,
like,
I knew it was immediately, bro. I was like, oh, they got this man in this joint, bro. I was like, yo, this is crazy. They doing
"Yeah."
it.
Uh, and
Jersey in the house.
I think overall, like what we're watching right now is just a good example of how Marvel shows should be.
Yeah.
You know, it feels more of like a good standard that we're watching. It doesn't feel like, oh man,
Hmm.
how I normally do this on the podcast, like, yo, how we get this green lit, or like, yo, I don't know
Yeah.
where we're going,
This
or
person got to get fired. Yep.
yeah, I feel like this has a nice like cohesion standard here.
Yeah.
Um, and I definitely do hope we take it up a notch with the. I actually don't know how many episodes it is. I'm assuming it's 8. Because
I
Disney
feel
does
like
seem
it's
to have
got
a
to
lot
be
of those.
10 at least, bro. 10 to
Yeah,
12
I would
because
hope.
they already done release so many episodes, bro. And I'm like, yo, it's only like the third week, I feel like.
Yeah,
You know?
I would hope too, bro. But
I don't know.
we'll we'll see. And oof.
I mean, we might go 3 seasons. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, when I think about what I'm seeing right now, I mean, it's heavy on Fisk. I think they got to keep him around for real.
Yeah. It's not going
Yeah,
nowhere.
yeah.
It's just more so at what capacity does he exist? And like,
I think he has to be at the top still. You know,
I don't
for another
disagree because
season.
he's has a like a office position now, but like I think for me what's really going to determine like uh not only the direction of the show but the direction of New York and Marvel specifically is like how that interacts with everything else going on in the city. You know what I'm saying? So like you got all these
Ah,
different characters in New York already, you know, or in the vicinity. Not necessarily like they got something coming up, but like you know that's something that is like I mean both of them that have lasted this long. I don't think they're gonna just kill off um Kingpin for nothing. Especially
yeah, I hope
they don't
not, because I
they
feel
don't
like
even
if
have a
they
reason right
did,
now to do that. Like there's no reason for it to happen right now.
well, I mean, they could bring back the Punisher or something, and that'd be like a main thing in season 2, right?
I mean the Punisher is here though. He still exists.
Yeah, he
He
is.
still
Yeah,
exists.
I'm saying
I
like a
think it's gonna be more so.
main baddie still be the Kingpin for season 2. That's all.
Okay, I think it's gonna be the makeshift task force that he has being the not the main bad guy, but like the ultimate. This as far as you're gonna get to Kingpin, essentially. Not to say like they're gonna end up being you know, the top of the top, but like I don't think Matt is gonna be able to just pull up to the penthouse and beat him up again like he did in
Yeah,
the first series. You know what I'm saying? Just because he got mad, but it's like I think for me, it's the complexity of the characters that will tell us if the show is going to be good or not. Right now, I think they're on a good pace of exploring both of the characters, and just like their raw emotions and seeing them trying to rebuild. Um, you know, something that they both lost. One lost, well, he didn't lose a lover, but like you know, he got cheated on, and then Matt lost a friend, you know, and it's like the show was called Daredevil Born Again. So it's like, okay, what does that look like when the next time it's like, okay, I'm locked in now. When we get that new suit, what's that going to really look like? You know, who is he going to be now? And like, because the whole idea of him giving up on being a vigilante because he couldn't save his friend doesn't make sense to me either. You know, just in the beginning, I get like taking a break. But just to be like, yeah, I'm not that guy no more. I'm just like,
my man was down, bro. You know what I
You
mean?
know,
He lost his boy. He was down. You know what I mean?
but
That's all,
the city, you know,
bro. He been trying the whole time. You know,
bro, just
so
be up on rooftops listening.
yeah,
You know what I'm
he
saying?
took a L and was like, yo, you
Like,
know
oh, they
what?
could do it. They can handle it.
Yeah, where's Spider-Man?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, bro. We got two now. So it's like, what are we doing? But um let's talk about the love interest, bro. Real quick.
What's her name?
Heather
Heather.
is Matt's.
Heather. Yeah, yeah.
Heather is Matt's, and then Fisk wife is Vanessa.
Vanessa. Yeah.
So the reason why I want to bring them up is just because Heather is also their psychiatrist or psychologist. What is it? Therapist? Therapist.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say
Counselor.
therapist.
Marriage counselor.
Probably
Something.
marriage counselor. Yeah.
Yeah. I think this is incredibly dangerous. Like, I'm on the edge of my seat every time they have a meeting or appointment.
Really?
Yes, because both of them are, I mean, obviously Fisk is lethal, but like Vanessa cuts with words, bruh. And I'm just like, yo, this is a crazy thing to witness, because obviously they're talking above Heather.
Yep.
But like, we know what's really going on.
Yeah.
And it's like, nah, this is a crazy dynamic already, because like the way that she's presented in this series versus like how she was presented before is like almost night and day. You know, like the honeymoon stages is over. You know, is about who gonna get that paper and how that make me feel type beat. And to see, you know, after he had to go, you know, take a leave of absence, get a new eyeball, stuff like that, you know, she was lonely.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what do you do? You know, you didn't hold it down. So now we in a predicament where the guy in a cage, bro. I'm just like, yo, this is crazy. And then also, like, Matt just like, you know, Matt be bagging everybody. I ain't gonna cap. Matt got motion. He got so much motion. Like, they got to force it on him type beat. Like,
yeah. That one scene where she just randomly started laughing. He's like, "Oh yeah, I went to Xavier," and she's like, "Oh," I was like, "Yo, what?
Yeah.
How did we get here already?" Like,
that's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying.
She cheesing cheek to cheek after two things. I was like, "Oh no."
Yeah. Yep. Worlds move fast, bro. But like, how do you feel about her dynamic with Matt, as far as like asking him to basically introduce her to Daredevil and Punisher and all these vigilantes? You think
she's sneaky. She was sneaky for that. I didn't like that at all.
Yeah.
I was like, because he's pretty much already a well-renowned like lawyer, like and to ask him like to meet up with like, no, like let's be honest. And nowadays,
isn't that a rule?
Like, I just feel like, I feel like that's some unspoken thing. Like, don't be asking me. No, like, so I definitely think that was just a little nugget they wanted to lean off with. To
like,
you know,
this ain't gonna last long.
Yeah, a little dirt on her. Maybe is she really down? We don't know. You know, and because they established her being not so close, but putting her so close to danger with the whole Fisk relationship with him and Vanessa. Like that was so surprising. I was like, yo, dang, she caught up. But now I'm like, is she, or is this on like purpose? Like, she's
like, does she not know who she's about to talk to?
Yeah,
you know.
So there's a little bit of I'm not gonna say clout chasing, but she's trying to get close to the action right now.
She's trying to sell that book.
Yeah, and Vanessa, to be honest, I kind of just want a little bit more from her and the Fisk side.
Yeah, the lore is doing a lot of work for her, for sure.
Like it just feels like at first it started off like really, really good, really intense. Like, yo, this power struggle is about to happen, and now it's a lot of it has been like, I'll just say more on the Fisk front. We're seeing a lot more on the Fisk front, and I just kind of want to see a little bit more like maneuvering between those two.
Mm-hmm.
Even like just a little subtle, like her watching or something like that, or
Hearing
I
a
don't know. I just want,
conversation.
yeah. Because I did like it when they introduced it. I just felt like it's falling off a lot right now. To
Yeah.
sacrifice for the main story, and like I said, are they just trying to do a switcheroo where it looks like it's Vanessa is gonna play a mega role in it when really they're just trying to slide in Heather's sneaky. Let me interview Daredevil. Let me interview
Mm-hmm.
Kingpin. You know, like,
Punisher.
is ultimately she gonna be the flip?
Yeah.
Um, so it's a wait and see for now. But how do you feel about both of them and their roles now?
Uh, I like how Vanessa's playing her cards close to the chest right now. Like she's not really giving us too much. Like she's being informative, but she's not being helpful in the sense of like, yeah, I'm with you becoming mayor 100%. Like
Yeah,
go do this, and this is going to help us do that. Like help with our business. It's more like I'm gonna let you go do your little side project over there, But while that's happening, who's gonna run? What's really running the city, And how are we gonna move in this accord? I did this, made this happen, but you're kingpin, so it's like we gotta set some some small boundaries so youngins really know like who, not only who's in charge, but like who are they supposed to really listen to, So I like the way that she's playing it because you could see like how uncomfortable Fisk is in the public light as much as he has wanted to
yep,
have it. Once he's in the rooms, he's like, man, like, yeah, like, I know y'all know who I am. Why are you playing with me? Talking about some like, you want to be careful who you talk to and who you you know
boys getting
try
deep
to.
there, G.
What do you mean?
The way you said that, you want to be careful.
I mean, I don't know. I was just, just reliving the moment. But it was like, yo, they was really trying to press him in a sense of like, yo, you can't do nothing without us. Like,
Yeah,
we're not going to just let you enrich yourself because you're mayor. Like, no, like you got to grease the hands that feed you, or however the saying goes. So,
yeah, and they didn't even give him like the respect, even though that you're mayor
mm-hmm,
and that you were the kingpin or are kingpin.
yeah,
They're kind of just like, hey, bro, you're not really running it right now. Like, I get
mm-hmm,
your back, I get you're in power of like the political landscape, but you're not really like moving everything
yeah,
in the underground. And even when he asked for that, what was it, like 1.5 million or something like that?
1.8, 1.8
Yeah. And then
one
he
day.
tried to big bro and be like, all right, now it's 2.8 and that
Yeah,
1 milli going to
it
my
didn't
pocket
hit.
or something.
It did not
Yeah.
hit like it was supposed to.
So it's just kind of
Yeah,
like in situations like that, I just need like Vanessa to slide through, like, show like she really running it, like,
yeah,
uh, I don't know, just like something Vanessa just come through with like a text to the dude, like,
right. She don't even have to do the dirty work, but she got to be the one to give the order. I think.
yeah,
Yeah, I can
like,
see that.
that blew up or something like that, or I heard Fisk is mad or something like that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I heard you were having a little car trouble, like something
Yeah,
like that.
I think that's just all I really need from her side to feel like
Yeah.
better. Like, okay, she is really behind the scenes running it.
Mm-hmm.
Because all we get is just Fisk. So,
Yeah.
um,
But as far as Heather goes, I like the relationship she has with Matt as far as like them bonding and their initial you know meet where it's like they both thinking they about to go meet a potential client. You know what I'm saying? Unspoken
yeah,
risk. There you go. But it's like the actual motive behind it is still kind of like, I don't know. That was a weird moment you had right there. It's like not a red
yo.
flag, but the Jones kind of yellow. Like at that point,
I
you
mean, for
know.
me, it
Yeah.
was close to red flag because
Yeah.
I mean his face was like dead serious because she said Daredevil,
Mhm.
but I was just like, yo, that's just so out of bounds.
Yeah, like, what happened to attorney-client privilege and, like,
Yeah,
uh
and she is a, like, therapist, counselor,
yeah,
whatever, so you know she already knows stuff like that, like, don't be
right.
asking me about my clients, and
Mhm.
he doesn't even know well, I don't think they actually give out who their clients are.
No, but
Um,
he's famous for representing these types of
yeah,
people, like,
yeah, yeah.
so
So it makes sense for her hiding like, "Oh, yeah, I'm the therapist for Fisk and stuff," but, because
yeah.
she knows you've been dealing with these people that,
I don't
"Hey,
even think
that"
he knows that, though. I don't even think he knows that she's working with
yeah, yeah, I don't think so.
so,
I think that's, like, some no-nos for, therapists and stuff like that.
yeah, but
Red flag.
I like where it's going. I like where it's going regardless.
Yellow card. One more.
Let's see. What else could we talk about? I mean, I guess do you want to talk about the bank scene since you liked it so much?
Oh yeah, like I said, my main thing about it being really good was just it really highlights what I like about these shows on Disney Plus doing. You bring more lore to the other shows, also kind
Connectivity.
of building up stuff. Yep, connectivity. I saw your video. Um, and then like it kind of makes it seem like they are in the same universe, like they're just right down the street. Other stuff
Yeah.
be happening.
Mm.
So when characters like Daredevil hops in like She-Hulk and stuff like that, it's not as like crazy. Like you kind
It's
of
not as
feel,
jarring. Yeah.
yeah. And I do like that it broke up like the main story beat. Showed him in a situation, showed his
Mhm.
powers better. Like how great they are. I was like, yo,
Yeah.
that superhero going crazy right now.
Yeah. That'd be my
Um,
favorite part. It's not even the fact that
yeah,
like he, could put hands and feet on people. It's just like the different things he could hear and like his acute nature of like being able to just make it happen, bro. Like,
yeah. And even like the stairwell fight and when he grabs the gun right before it falls off, I just thought it was
yeah.
smooth.
Yeah.
But what was really cool about that episode, they even had like everyone have all those mask colors, and they
Mhm.
all look like the Infinity Stones. And then
I didn't even
as soon as he
peep
gets
that,
the
bro.
as soon as he gets the gem, it was orange, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Yo, this is crazy."
That's a pool right there. I didn't even think about that. That's
'Cause
crazy.
it was just like out of nowhere. I was like,
Yeah.
"Yo, why they masks?"
I was just
Like,
thinking it was like just different colors, like,
I'm
like,
pretty sure they had them all. I'm pretty sure they had them all.
yeah.
But it was like confirmed for me as soon as they got the
Was
diamond
there a
was
purple one?
orange. Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Okay.
There was green. He got a red one.
Uh, He
There
was
was
the
a blue
mind.
one,
He
and
was
there
the
was
mind of
a
the
yellow.
brains of the operation.
Was it? Yo, I gotta look back at that.
He
That'd be
was the brain,
crazy.
like he was the one on the phone or whatever. So,
Dang. Yeah.
but it's
Um.
like I don't know. I'll have to look back at it to see if they represented like what the stones are for.
Yeah.
'Cause that'd be cool.
And then yeah, I just thought it was just a nice change of pace. And then that little flip of the candy and stone thing,
Yeah.
like I just thought it was very like superhero like. Just
That's
have
something
like
he would
one
do.
episode, clearly superhero.
Hmm.
Didn't reveal his identity, none of that.
Yeah.
Still got away and then broke his leg. Yo, that leg break
Yo, this show
was
gruesome, bro.
crazy.
This
Yeah.
show
And I
gruesome.
and I just think like some of the fight scenes,
Hmm.
like the pilot one had some CGI stuff. I was like, yo, I don't know if I can do all this. Uh but it definitely got the normal fight scenes I really like. But when he was fighting him and he broke his leg, I was like, yo, these
Yeah.
next episodes better have more of this. Not a big
Yeah.
fan of the
Mask
what's the
guy.
villain name?
They
Do you have a
called
name?
him. They call him.
I don't think they have it on this list.
It was like something with because he didn't have no name.
I think it's Muse.
Muse. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I
That
think it's this
sounds
guy.
right. That
Um,
sounds right.
like I personally thought they could have went harder and he could have been stronger because they was building this
He
dude
got
up.
away though.
but he did get away. So that's like the stuff where it's like, okay, hopefully he comes back and like shows me how he was having these people done for.
Yep.
And then we actually get a more gruesome fight scene. So my hopes are still high for more gruesome fight scenes, but that bank scene I thought was really cool, and the flip up that the girl was like an inside job type thing. Did she get away? I think she did overall.
She got
too.
away, but
yeah,
like didn't have what she thought she had.
yeah. And then looking back, how calm she was during the situations,
She's
I
like,
was
"Oh,
like,
I don't got it. All right, keep moving."
yeah, I'm gone. I'm gonna keep walking. But yeah, I just like the episode just because I just had a little gripes for the previous ones, and then I was like, okay, cool, I'm rocking with it. Let's get back to the main story.
Look
We're versing the
what they need
so-called
to make
villain.
Chris happy, bro. Look what they needed to
No,
do.
like I said, I'm happy. I'm just like, it's a little slow right now.
I feel it. I feel it. All you need is a bank heist. You good. Good to go.
Yeah. Because they did, what's his name? White Tiger? White Tiger?
They did him dirty, bro.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, look at this. Look at this. This is real cool, y'all. Bang. I was like, all right.
He was the voice actor too for White Tiger, which
Girl?
is pretty cool. Yeah.
Oh,
I don't remember what series it was for. I did hear about that. What else?
like I just needed to pop, bro. That's all. I need
You
I
need
need
a
like
Punisher
must
moment.
see. Yeah, I need like just a must see. Dang, this is next level. Right now, I'm just like, okay, it's good. It's definitely
The
good.
Screams is doing it for me, bro.
The what?
Screams. Like when like they rage out, bro. Like the cop fight. It's like,
Oh, okay.
come on, guys, don't do this. Don't gotta do this.
Okay.
Bow, 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 bow. Broke neck. No, like I love that. I love that. Or like the cage fight, when he gave the dude the axe or whatever, and he just beating him. And I'm just like,
Oh yeah,
go crazy.
That one I was just kind of like, bro, we know you're not gonna win. I mean, he done had you in a cage.
Yeah.
And he threw
was
you an axe.
chatting,
He's
though.
confident.
He was
He's
chatting
confident.
though. He was chatting. I was like, yo, that's some good dialogue right here.
He did try to give him a look like he was about to go crazy. Like when he grabbed the axe, he was like, ugh.
Yeah.
I was like, bro,
Soon as
you
he
not
screamed that first time, I was like, oh no, he's cooked. He's cooked.
Yeah.
He not even cut like this, no way.
Yeah.
But like the
he stuffed him back in that cage, right?
Yeah, well, we didn't see him put him. I think he dragged him back in there. He dragged him back in there.
Yeah. So he's still good.
Though. Yeah. Yeah, he's good for probably another 2 episodes, maybe.
Vanessa.
Whenever she finds out that he's there,
yeah,
then he's probably cooked. But
then he's gonna get killed for sure. But
he's
gonna do some Vanessa.
Yeah, but I think the foreshadowing for like Hector's niece becoming the White Tiger is really cool though, because that's where I know, like from the Spider-Man animated series, like I think there's like Unlimited Spider-Man or Ultimate Spider-Man or something like that, where he's on a team with Nova and White Tiger and like a whole bunch of other people. They could be foreshadowing her like to be coming, not necessarily in this series, but like she still got the amulet, you know?
Yeah.
And now I have questions about the amulet, like why it wasn't activated, you know? Maybe he couldn't activate it. Maybe, you know, I don't know.
I think you already had the answer. They're trying to pass that thing on to someone else.
Yeah, for sure. But I still think it's cool. How do you feel about Daniel Blake, the intern? Mayor Fisk intern. Yeah, Mayor Fisk intern.
Oh, I can't get a good read on them. Like I don't think I rock with them. It's just kind of like I don't see any like big goal, like big kind of like if Fisk went away or something like that, like this dude will be a main player. It just always seems like a secondary player or like
he just seems like
guppy.
He just seems like to me he's the person that's going to end up falling on the sword for Fisk at some point.
Really?
Yep. He gonna go to jail or get caught in the crossfire for something, so that
He
Fisk
gonna
can
be.
continue to be mayor because he like believes in what he's doing
Yeah,
and like
that's a
good
really good
old
point.
boy type energy, like
Yeah,
you know.
he just seems so just like a guppy that um no matter what happens, like what
Accent
you're
is good though.
fighting makes sense.
Accent is
Uh,
good. That joint was extra New York, bro. I was like, dang. Let's see who else. Who else? I think that's
Who else
really
is
it,
in the
bro.
series?
Everybody else is kind of just like they're here 1 second and they're gone. You know,
Yeah.
but we'll see. I mean, they dropped the episode today, so I don't know if I'll watch it tonight. I might watch it later on tomorrow.
Definitely, I would expect this episode to be super good.
Mhm.
Especially where they left off. I just feel like a lot of stuff is ready to boil over.
Yeah.
Um,
Because what
but
is he gonna do when he finds out that Daredevil is back?
mhm. But overall, how do you feel? Born Again better
Oh,
than
we can't do that.
season 1, 2, 3 yet, or
We can't do
is it
that.
getting
Nah,
there? Is it
nah,
getting there?
nah. That's I told you that joint is stamped, bro. It's stamped.
Dang. So it got
Like,
some work to do. It got some work to do.
yeah, it depends on how many episodes it's gonna be. If it's gonna be as many episodes as those seasons, like, has the potential because that joint was really like
A Netflix show.
not only just a Netflix show, but a real like character arc. Like they got
Mm.
everybody from the Daredevil mythos in that joint, you know? And it's like the um the hand and like all of the different organizations that was like a part of like the Defenders and like um everything like with Fisk and all the different factions and stuff that happen between all four of those characters. It's like, dang, like they ever bring Danny Rand back, if they bring Luke Cage back, like we're gonna be eating. But this just feels more like, are we finna tell this one story right here? There might be some people connected to it, but not like how it was before, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm going into it with an open mind, you know? But I think Bullseye need to get released. He needs to break out. Then that would be
Would have been more exciting if he was,
because I'm
doing
not
a
I'm
little
not
more.
really excited for this band of cops that
Not really.
this got that are so called like the best of the best, you know.
Nah, bro.
Like we already done seen him beat him up before, so
Like I said,
less
I'm
than
already
that.
not a big fan of Muse.
Mm-hmm.
Muse already out defeated, ran away.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like, okay, like what? I need you to come back better, or do something crazy to some people, and then make Daredevil feel bad about himself, like not being a good hero. But
Yeah.
yeah, the band of super special cops.
And it's not. I haven't even heard of music before. I don't even know what to expect really.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. They was building this man up.
Yep. And the whole Punisher cult that Punisher's not
Yeah,
really a
that
part
is
of.
interesting.
That is
That is
it.
interesting.
I'm wanting to see what's going on with that because one of the cops had the tattoo on.
Yeah, do you got any like intel from the
Nope, never heard of him.
that wasn't like a theme at all? That
Not in the first show, no. But like, so in the comics, Punisher becomes like leader of the Hand essentially, and I forgot what the name of the title or whatever, but it's like it's something like the Last Dragon or something like that, like something Destroyer. I don't remember what it was, but basically got extra powers because like in the comics that like characters just be getting ramped up, you know, so like they can keep doing crazier and crazier stuff. Like Daredevil has been to hell and back and stuff like that, and like, you know, it's just crazy stuff happens in that joint, and you get the dialogue of like him not feeling like he's good enough and like all this other stuff, and his relationship with Foggy's more drawn, not drawn out, but expressed more in a more like meaningful way than just the cries. But I just don't know if like it's possible to get that deep into it.
Yeah.
If this is going to be just a limited series, you know.
Yeah.
And it feels it feels very limited right now.
That's why I'm like, I just feel like they're about to cut it short, and they're gonna want to do a Punisher main like season a lot, which I would assume is along with Fisk
But
still.
what left does, like, unless he's mind controlled, what left does Punisher have to do?
That's what I'm saying. I can't really see a season 2 of this going on. You know what I mean?
Oh, I can.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see this continually going on. But it's more so like, who do you put in front of Daredevil until he gets the Kingpin? Like, how many times do we do that? Is the real question. But the other thing is that we have not really seen
Marvel banner, bro.
Yeah, but like we also have not really seen a lot of these series get renewed.
Mm-hmm.
Past it, only like Loki, really, right?
Yep.
So like
Loki.
Up in the air, bro. It's up in the air.
Yeah.
And
like if it is a one season, which I'm right now, the story for me is leading to a one season. I'm just kind of like,
I think they're introducing too many new characters for it to be one season. That's my thing. Like, it's too many new people.
Yeah.
That I'm like, nah, they got something here. They finna do something. And I think it's because like it depends on the reaction that people have to it. Like, I haven't really seen anything that was bad about Daredevil yet, as far as like people not liking it or anything. But I haven't also seen people like, oh my gosh, this is the best show ever either.
Yeah, I think it's just missing peak episodes where it's like, yo, that was amazing.
Like the initial release, people was hyped for sure.
Yo, I just swear, while I was watching that episode, that first one, I was like, yo, this is some CGI stuff. So the way he throwing these punches look a little goofy.
Oh, I thought he was gonna talk about how he was just like throwing his batons off the walls and stuff.
Oh, that looked goofy too. Like he was already in place, catched. I was like, yeah, this is some true CGI.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm rocking with it. I'm rocking with it so far. You want to give a early score? Or you want to wait?
I mean, overall, I'd probably give it an 8 right now. I do think it's one of the better Disney Plus shows, and I kind of wish more Disney Plus shows went with this type of tone.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they get a little too Marvel-y in these shows, and I kind of feel like it is building. You know, it's definitely building. Do I want to say it has to stick the landing right now? Probably not. But I just wish we get one episode that's like really, really crazy.
Yeah. I think they just have so much more to say, bruh. It just feels like it's been so much like build up.
Yeah, like, you know, it's
like dang.
So and it's not bad.
Yeah,
like that's
my
overall thing. It's just not. There's just hasn't been a thing where I could say like, yo, I'm really, really like, yo, this is my show, or like 2025 going.
Yeah, it's not like the Dune show where it's like you're just waiting and waiting and waiting for it to do what it's finna do. And just like, bro, I can't wait no more. This is it.
Yeah. So I'll give it an 8 right now, and if it stays the course, I'll probably stay at an 8.
Solid.
How you feeling about it?
I give it an 8 too.
Okay.
It's not perfect, but you know, it's doing what it's supposed to do for me right now, at least. But let us know what y'all think about it in the comment section below. I know we like in the middle of it right now, but had to talk about
this score can drastically change from an 8 to a 4 in 2 episodes. I was kidding.
I mean, maybe for Chris, not for me. Not for me. But yeah. What you geeked about, bro?
Well, okay. Well, of course, we gotta start off. We got the Final Four.
Mm,
Um,
March Madness. No longer
the
March.
the Terps done bowed out. They went out sad. Had them in the first half. Then they just did not play the second half, and then their coach dipped to
Ev-
Villanova. They got a
Everybody
brand
hate
new
that
coach.
man, bro.
Yeah, they do. I'm not big of a hater. I'm just kind of like, you haven't done enough for me to like really hate you. Like, like
Like he wasn't
it's
there
been
long enough.
yeah, it's been 3 years. They didn't make the tournament 2 times, and then finally they
Yeah,
make the Sweet 16, which is cool.
yeah,
But I've seen the Terps in the Sweet 16 before.
right.
Kind of similar
I don't
expectations
know.
where it's a
How long was
good
his
team.
contract? You know?
I thought it was a 4-year contract, so he had one
Okay.
more year. But they were
Okay.
trying to re-up him. They were trying to give him more athletic money, all that type of stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
Maryland fans hate him now. I'm just kind of like, he did what most college kids do now. You know, they search the market. Who got the biggest
Mm-hmm.
bag? I'm moving into Florida, Texas, or USC. You know,
Pennsylvania.
yeah. So could he have done it better? Yeah, but we got a new coach. It's gonna take the Terrapins another 3 years, probably
Yeah.
2, hopefully, to get back uh respectable,
Mm-hmm.
because that whole roster is done flipped. And the way
Gone.
college basketball works is, you better be
One and
calling these
done.
lines. Yep. Calling these lines, getting these recruits.
Yeah.
So that sucks. But all in on Duke, all in on Coop. Need Coop to cement his legacy as one of the greatest all-time Duke players. Um, and go number 1 overall or Washington Wizards, and then I
Like
think
that.
the run will be complete. But hyped about that. Hyped to see them win. And I'm gonna go with something easy coming down the pipeline. Last of Us.
Mm.
Um,
Season 2.
season 2, a show I probably will be watching the moment it comes out, every episode, because people gonna be tweeting, bro.
Fiend. 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 It's like that.
Like, I remember when the first one dropped and people was
Yeah.
they was leaking immediately. I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah.
You can't even wait 30 minutes. Like,
Spoiler warriors,
um,
bro. Spoiler warriors.
yeah. So, yeah, I'm gonna just go with something simple. Last of Us, season 2.
Okay.
But what you geeked about, G?
Hmm. I thought I was close to beating God of War, and I am, but I'm not
Hmm?
because of the way I play the game. So it might be another month. It's like, nah.
Nah,
But
400 on the counter.
we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
He says we'll see.
We'll see how that goes. Uh let's see. What am I geeked about, bro? I watched Craven
Ooh,
and
ooh, and not that bad, right?
ah, I mean, it wasn't bad. It wasn't as
You
bad as
thinking?
I thought
You
it
thinking?
was. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Really, it's just bad CGI. I think
Mm.
the actual story that they were telling was okay, but like it just
Better than
looked.
Morbius?
Mm, Morbius was bad, but it was like it was bad story wise. It looked cool, but it was bad story wise. So that's like different.
Hmm.
I don't know. It was definitely
Dang.
worse. It was like Morbius was definitely worse, but it was just like
Let us know in the chat.
I don't know. I don't know, bro. It's like I like the character of Craven, but it's like the way they positioned the character was like he was a hero,
Hmm.
and like he has his code, and it was just like very different than what the game was. And I
Hmm.
was just like, did they play the game? Because it's a younger Craven. You know, the youngest Kraven has ever been. But I don't know. It just seemed like they were just trying to make a superhero movie. You know, they made it, and it was just like, all right, let's see him climb everything and run on all fours, and you know, be a perfect assassin and stuff like that. Like, I enjoyed watching it, but it was like it's not the most craziest thing I ever saw. You know.
Mm.
Um, but Solo Leveling ended, and I was right in my prediction that he was going to revive the healer. But he also let him go. It was like, oh, W, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm going to watch Solo Leveling again because as much as I want to write a review and talk about it, I might just end up having to do another rant because Solo Leveling is more than the aura farm, bro. And I need to be able to prove it.
You think so?
I need to be able to prove it. So I need to go back and watch it again just to make sure. You know what I'm saying? Just to make sure. But other than that, bro, I really just been trying to watch One Piece and getting ready for like these new movies to drop because like I didn't go see anything this week. It's like the Working Man came out, but it's like I'm not going to pay to see that. I'd rather wait for that to come out on streaming. Another Jason Statham beat him up. He make the same movie every time. It looked cool, but it's just like, do I want to go see that or no? And there was also like that unicorn movie. I was like, I'm not going to see that either. But
I think I heard of that one.
Yeah. But there's also like, cause it got Jenna in it. It got somebody that we all know. Can't think of her. But it just looked more like a streaming movie to me. And then
Death of a Unicorn.
Death of a Unicorn, yeah. But there is another Jenna movie that I will see that got The Weeknd in it. Because it reminded me of that movie. Where it's like the old lady in a rocking chair and she obsessed with this guy and she won't let him leave. It's like that. And it's like Jenna Ortega's character is like her, Abel's #1 fan. I seen the trailer for it in the movies, and I was like, oh, that looks dope. You know, I gotta get some spooky stuff in. You know, I'm trying to expand my palette, but there's a whole lot of movies that they released on streaming now, like Anora and a whole bunch of other stuff. So I'm gonna be getting into that and just trying to catch up on as much as I can while watching Luffy go crazy. That's really it. Almost done with God of War. Be on the Jedi Fallen Order 2.
Hey.
But not Fallen, Jedi Survivor. Yeah. And we move, bruh. That's it, really. Oh, and White Lotus. I'm watching White Lotus, bruh. And I get it, but I don't get it. Like,
that's funny.
As much as I understand the show, I don't know necessarily why people are obsessed with it. Like, how people are like, everybody's obsessed with Severance, and I can see like the trailer for that, or like see different little images and clips and see why that joint is crazy.
But we'll be finishing Severance this weekend. I'm not pushing it back no more.
The White Lotus is like about how crazy can these situations be, but it's like all kind of like first world problems, and I'm like, does this really matter? Like, you know, like, and I'm just trying to see like the first episode, like, yo, this is crazy. It's really like the first episode that sets the tone of like, all right, I'm just trying to see how we get there, but everything in the middle is like, nah, this is weird, bro. Like, this is weird, and I don't know what to say. So that's
Yeah.
kind of where I'm at with it. Pretty much it, man. That's all. More Daredevil. But let us know what y'all geeked about. Let us know if y'all enjoyed the episode. If you did, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. If you want to see more, and we'll see y'all next week. Stay geeked. Peace.
Later, y'all.